the right things to campaign on today are unfortunately not winnable. Okay, to get out there and give the message of, here's what we need. You need to go, no, the other guy's giving me free stuff. You're not. Why am I going to vote for you? I'm not going to vote for you. Like this whole debt ceiling negotiation they're having right now, we'll go into the story next, is they're negotiating about how much money they can spend. Like, just think about it. How much money they can spend. And one side is saying, let's spend less. The other side is saying, no, we got to spend more, right? Okay. The other part also in this thing here is the fact that as an individual, the more independent people there is, the less they want the debt ceiling to be raised. The more independent earners there is, the less they rely on somebody to take care of them financially. Think about who is voting for more entitlement programs. Actually think about, do you need entitlement programs? Do you need entitlement programs? Do I need entitlement programs? Do we need entitlement programs?
No.
Who with a job needs entitlement programs? Actually think about that question. Who is taking care of their family, their wives, their kids, their husbands, their responsibilities? Who wants entitlement programs? The only people that want entitlement programs is what? The people that are not wanting to do the legwork, not wanting to go out there and improve, not wanting to get a new skill set. So as long as they increase, everybody's trying to increase their subscribership. The left, they need to increase the amount of people that need entitlement programs. The more people need entitlement programs, the more relevant the Democratic Party will be. The more people increase that don't need entitlement programs, people are going to one day wake up and say, I'm sorry, step aside, guys. You don't need to solve my problems. I got it. You don't need to take care of my financial responsibilities. That's on me. So, but that's going to take 20 years to fix, and it's going to take that philosophy staying on point. Today, we're living at a time where it's like, well, look how rich that guy is. Look how rich this is. Look how rich that is. It's so confusing where they want people relying on the government. And they've done such a good job at that, recruiting so many people on entitlement programs. It's very hard. The moment you start giving things away to people for free, like this is the one thing we talked about on the podcast. I don't know if you remember that one book, Toxic, what's the name of the book? Toxic Charity. Do you remember when we talked about toxic charity?
Yep.
The toxic charity, there's 5 things, right? 5 phases of toxic charity when you give. You give once, you elicit appreciation. You give twice, you create anticipation. You give 3 times, you create expectation, okay? Wow. You give a 4th time, it becomes entitlement. The 5th time, you establish dependency, and I would add a 6th thing. The moment you stop giving, you become an enemy. So one more time. You give once, you elicit appreciation. Hey, man, thank you so much for that. That was great. You didn't have to. You give a 2nd time, oh, okay, cool. So it's kind of like you're going to do it again. I'm anticipating. You give a 3rd time, it's expectation. Where is it? You give a 4th time, now you're entitled. Here, let's go. You give a 5th time, you establish dependency, and you stop doing it, you're an enemy. Wow. So imagine if the political party that says, hey, guys, moving forward, we're not going to give anything. You're the number one enemy
of the people
to the entitled people.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say this too real quick, speaking from the home side, because as you guys, your audience may or may not know, I'm a real estate investor. I have 4 properties down here in Florida and another 9 up in Connecticut. And yeah, I mean, I remember buying houses back in like 2020, 2021. I was getting interest rates at like the 3s, the 4s, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And, you know, it was a bidding war. I was competing with everyone. I was competing with investors, people trying to buy a home, first-time home buyers, etc. Now, interest rates, right, for an investor are closer to 8%, at 6.4% if you want to buy a home, if you want to buy as your primary residence. But if you want to buy as an investor, you're getting, you know, mid-7s to 8% interest rate, even with good credit. So now it's worked out good for me because now I don't have as many competitors. But going back to what you guys said, who does this hurt mostly? The middle class, because now it doesn't make sense for them to buy a house because it's too goddamn expensive with the interest rates. So, I mean, do I see the interest rates coming down? They're fluctuating quite a bit or whatever, and there's ways around it. Maybe you can get an adjustable rate mortgage, or you could buy points at closing, which is going to be costly. But regardless, it definitely has ostracized the middle class, where only pretty much investors are the only ones that can buy a home now. So if you're an investor, it's a great time to get in because you don't have to compete with as many people. But yeah, the interest rates are more than doubled.
That's why you see BlackRock buying up everything right now.
Exactly. They're buying up all the single-family homes.
Can you pull up that entitlement thing one more time?
He has it right up there.
Okay, gotcha.
He has it right up there.
It's so funny because that's politically that you're talking about. But this is applicable in any phase of life. So we all know that I used to be in the nightlife world, and I still do that. It's so funny because there's this, like, I'll give one quick anecdote. A buddy of mine is a big nightlife promoter, one of the biggest in Miami. He's going back and forth on social media, arguing with a with a woman, Myron, shocker alert her.
Yeah, probably.
And so I was there the night that it happened. And basically the story goes like this. She had to wait in line to get into a club, one of the biggest clubs in Miami, Live, for a half hour. Okay? The club was packed, sold out, and he lets her in free every single time. Her and her girls, they drink free. You know, we talk about number one, appreciation. Hey, thanks for letting me in. All my friends really appreciate you. Thank you. Anticipation. Hey, we're coming. We'll see you soon. Got you. All good. No worries. Expectation. Hey, I'm here. I'm in line. Where are you? Hey, I'm coming to get you. All right, cool. Entitlement. Hey, where are my free drinks? Dependency. I'm in line. Where are you? They're posting each other's stories, you know, online. And he's like, at the end of the day, sorry if I curse, listen, bitch, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
I've been letting you and your friends come in for free, drink for free for years. And now you want to come in and act all entitled to the club. Sorry, baby girl, you need to wait. F you, this and that. He's like, all right, well, best of luck out there. But that is a real life story of entitlement
good for
mentality.
him, by the way.
Well,
I say good for him for standing up and saying, no, you know, go figure it out for yourself. Listen, think about the most annoying people in your life, okay? Or when we've been annoying, because we've also been annoying at times. Whether you were 8 years old, 9 years old, 13 years old, we've all been part of the annoying camp, or we've been part of the camp where people have annoyed you. Think about who is the most annoying people in your life that drain the best energy out of you. Go to those 2 or 3 people. You know exactly who those people are, right?
The spoiled ones.
Okay, so let's just say spoiled ones. Number one is what? Spoiled. Who else are the most annoying people that suck the best energy
they're
out
always
of you?
complaining. They're never happy.
Okay,
This,
so we got
life owes them everything.
So I got spoiled, complainers,
Victims.
Who else would you say? Victims. Who else?
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful. Who else?
Rob Gargiulo.
Leeches. What else?
Leeches.
What would you say, Myron?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't want to sound like an asshole. This is Myron Gaines' opinion only, not the rest of the PBD podcast. But this is a lot of modern day women behave this way. And when you were mentioning the club situation, in my head, I was thinking about, right. This is why I say being a gentleman, right? People get controversial take here. I've always said, you know, most girls don't deserve chivalry anymore, and women killed chivalry. And the reason why is because it used to be women appreciated nice guys. But nowadays, if you're a nice guy, you're looked at as weak, and they're going to punish you for it. So chivalry nowadays is supposed to be earned from women, but guys make the mistake and come in as a nice guy thinking, oh yeah, let me go this route, and she's going to like me. It doesn't work that way because women are so, how do I say this? They don't appreciate nice, genuine gestures for men anymore. You know what I mean? They get it all the time. It's expected nowadays, thanks to the internet. Simps have fucked it up for everybody. So thanks to the internet, thanks to social media, thanks to all this other stuff, it's basically made women feel as though I am superior to the average guy. An average woman doesn't think that an average guy is on her level. She thinks I deserve a guy that's at least 3, 4, 5 points above myself, even though I'm only a 5 on the sexual market scale. But the reason for that is going back perfectly with the steps that you mentioned with appreciation, anticipation, expectation, entitlement, dependent. And then if you don't give it to them, let's say you do take a girl on a date and she doesn't reciprocate that attraction. You say, you know what, we're going to split this bill. She's going to look at you as an enemy. Why? Because there's this preconceived notion that you as the guy need to bow down to her.
I got in an argument recently with a girl.
So hang on a second. Let's go through it. So we got victimhood.
Go ahead.
We got spoiled. We got complainers. We got ungrateful. We got leechers. We got modern day women. We got entitled.
What are we solving for right now exactly?
We got bitter.
These
question of the most annoying people that suck the best energy out of you.
Naggers.
Naggers.
Liberals.
Okay. But if you say
Crap
liberals,
magnets.
a lot of liberals will be a lot of these qualities, right?
Yeah.
So then you got what? Crap magnets. Okay. So crap magnets. Okay. You know what's the best question here to ask with the following? Here's a question. Which side produces more of these? Okay, those who lean on the government to take care of them, or those who are independently taking care of their families?
The left is way more.
Clearly, the
100%.
people.
on the left.
So how did that happen? Then you know what happens with there? Okay, if the left views the America's kids as their kids, because this is a village. Right, we're living in a village America, right? Whatever you call it.
It takes a village. To
it's not your kids. It's
our kids.
It's our kids, right? So hang on one second. So if that's the case, then who gets judged for the kind of kids they raise? The left does. You know what kind of people you're raising? Looters, victimhood mentality, spoiled, complainers, ungrateful, leechers, modern-day women, crap magnet, would you say liberals, entitled, bitter, naggers. Your philosophies are producing these types of people, okay? These types of people. What's the philosophy on the other side? Leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Let me live my life. Don't bother. Whether it's a libertarian, whether it's an independent, anything from center to the right, it's just leave me alone. Let me live the life that I want to live. So the judgment comes on what? Bad policies produce these types of people. These types of people ruin a nation. The ability to want to change these types of people takes a decade, Vinny. In many instances, they don't even know it. A lot of them cannot be saved. They won't be saved. We're having a conversation yesterday about words, right? The power in words,
Yeah.
you know, where it's like, hey, be careful saying that because that statement doesn't have a lot of weight behind it, right? When certain men talk, they have weight behind their words. When certain people talk, they don't have weight behind their words. These guys don't have weight behind their words. Their words is what? It's not fair. That's a weak statement.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not this. It's not that. It's not. Those are all weak phrases. No leader says it's not fair. No independent person says it's not fair. If we simply gauged the weight of words being used by the left and the right, the level of weakness of the weak words being used, they would be at the top, and this side's going to be more on this side. You know, at the bottom. They would lose an amount of weak words to be used. So philosophically, if we're talking about this whole conversation around what can we do to really change this, like you're asking that question, that's a 2-decade problem because the population of acting like victims and everything else is the other person's fault, that population keeps increasing.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.